After taking a lashing from the tentacles of the flesh-warped elven Ernikers, the heroes took a much-needed breather in the subterranean tavern's green room. Among the moldy cushions and pillows here, they resolved to see an end to the creature, not for revenge, but for mercy. Facing the gruesome creature again, they did just that, with Tulak finishing it off by destroying the part most tortured, its mind. Continuing on to explore what may have been the final nook and cranny at their backs, they stumbled upon a small squad of devils, Zebubs and a Barbazu. Weapons were raised immediately, and a fight broke out, the Zebubs summoning swarms, and the Barbazu delivering deadly, bleeding wounds. The heroes came out ahead, but not before a Zebub vanished with a call of warning their boss about the intrusion.
Hello there, creatures and denizens of the North. James here with a favor to ask of you. We want you to go out and tell a friend about one of our shows. Word of mouth is so important for a burgeoning network like ours, and each and every one of you can help us grow just by mentioning one of our shows to a friend, a game master, or someone on the street with a cool shirt. We'd also like to remind you that we've got a free public Discord where some of our most dedicated fans hang out at unchartednorth.com/Discord, and we'd love to hear from you. And if you really like what we do, you can help us create these shows and get some cool rewards in the process at patreon.com/unchartednorth. That's it. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Welcome back, folks. It's Stemming the Tide. We are here. We got a tide. We're stemming it. But first, I got to ask you guys, what's your favorite time of year? I know some of us, we make little hints about what time of year it is in this show. Some of us don't like that. Some of them are named James, and some of them don't like that it's currently July 18th.
Fucking got him.
But I just wanted to know, like, I'm a fall guy. I don't think that's too uncommon. But what do you guys think? Do you like all year round kind of weather? You live in Vancouver, so don't really get seasons. But Freeman,
we do. No, there's seasons here. I am constantly at odds with whatever my favorite season might be. I don't think I have a direct answer for you because I hate the cold. I especially hate snow. I don't mind the rain so much, which we get a lot of in Vancouver in the winter. I also don't like the stifling heat because I am already a very warm person. I'm just like a human furnace. What I like the most is daylight. I like lots of daylight. I like long daylight. So the summer is a big contender. I like long days. However, the heat is a bit too much a lot of the time. And I do like the rain, but I still don't, but it always coincides with short days. So I can't really win. Maybe spring, I guess.
You sound like a big September, May guy.
Yeah, I guess that's
shoulder
it.
seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of it for me. I think those are the winners, which isn't really a season at all. It's 2 months of the year. It's brutal.
I just love not knowing if you're going to need a jacket when you go outside.
Yeah, I'm all for wearing shorts, and I love the idea of not needing a jacket. That's for sure.
It's fair. Cool.
and I like to cycle everywhere. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. You have to bundle up too much. But yeah, that's me. There's no real win scenario for me.
Well, listeners, you can't see us right now, but everyone
Scoot is
else,
tan AF.
I am fucking tanned, and everyone else on here is ghostly, sickly white.
This is very true. It's very true.
I'm proud of that look. Spent a lot of years curating it.
Yeah. But I'm a basic bitch. I love all the seasons for various reasons. I'm a big fan of the
He's
winter.
got that painted on his wall.
Yeah, that's right. It says live, laugh, love, and then love the seasons for various reasons. No, because I love to ski in the winter, I love to just
Gross.
fucking lay on the beach and we've talked about this
Double
before,
gross.
just bake in the sun. These guys are always
Oh,
like,
no.
ooh, who could sit in the sun and just suntan? Me, bitches, for hours.
I can't imagine a worse thing to do. I would rather ski.
My girlfriend and I put in a full shift at the beach the other day, just roasting for 6 hours. Just tunes, a couple brewskis, and just the sun. So anyways,
A full shift at the beach is a lifeguard. So you laid in the sand.
hey, I saved a couple chips from falling into the sand. But anyways, yeah, I like all the seasons. Go fuck yourselves.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't blame you there.
Scott continues his trend of loving everything but me, apparently.
It's not you, it's the NPCs.
How dare you?
And really, you are glowing right now, Scott. It's ridiculous.
It's kind of uncanny,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, take a picture now because next winter it's going to be rough. James, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I think I misunderstood the assignment because my favorite is Concerto Number 2 in G minor, specifically the Presto.
Ooh.
That's a classical music joke for that one person who enjoyed that.
Whoosh.
That's a Vivaldi in Four Seasons joke.
That's Italian,
Um,
listeners.
I think there's a few listeners of ours that would enjoy that. Come on.
I hope so. No joke. I know it's controversial, but that is my favorite Vivaldi in Four Seasons. As for actual seasons, I really quite like East Coast fall. There's something about it that's way different than West Coast fall. Like deep
yeah.
October, early November, where like the wind kind of bites you, but it's not like too cold that you can't go outside without like a regular jacket and a sweater.
Yeah, that cold can bite, though. Like,
Yeah.
brutal bite. The
I
only
lived in
reason
Charlottetown. I am aware.
I agree, except for I have this one thing in my head that I can't get rid of, and it's going out on Halloween in the East Coast of Canada. That October 31st in a costume that was definitely not fit for the environmental conditions. It was brutal. Like, it was
Yeah,
so tough to go
it
get
got
your
real
candy. It got real cold.
Yeah,
like wearing
there's
a
something about
Spider-Man
that first
costume,
frost of the
like-
year.
It's
Is
so
it
spin.
spooky? Is there like mist coming off the ocean? Is
Sometimes.
it spooky?
Yeah.
If it's foggy
It's
day,
more like
sure.
you're the only Ninja Turtle in a windbreaker.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah, for some reason, Michael Myers is really popular because he gets to wear a boiler suit every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But no, there's something really like nice and kind of like crispy about the air, and the leaves get all rattly, and it's not quite
Yeah.
spooky enough for the trees to be like spooky skeleton trees. They're just nice bright red, not summer trees going into fall trees.
This will be way off date for the drop of this episode, but I do have a really fun Halloween story from the East Coast.
It's actually
That's-
not that far off date. This is
Not that
dropping
far off?
November 20th.
Yeah, we
Okay,
also
I mean,
shouted out
it's far
Halloween a
enough.
few weeks ago.
Yeah, did we? But I had a friend who would so you used to grab your pillow case to collect your candy when you were a kid. You're going door to door, and that was like the best.
Yeah,
kind
the
of
power
best
move.
salute, right?
Yeah, we were all
and
kids
so
at one time.
And so he would always grab two. And the reason he grabbed two is not to fill up two, but put a secret second costume between the two. So he'd throw it in the first one and then put that one, the other pillowcase on top of it, and fill the pillowcase up. And then if he found a really good house with really good candy, he would go around the corner and pull the second costume out, hide it again, and then go a second time. And both would be masked. and then he'd go around the corner again, and he'd strip down to like a He-Man outfit in the frigid cold. And he was barely wearing a thing, and he'd go up a third time showing his face and get triple the candy.
Oh, the third one is bold. That must have been great candy.
Third one was
Yeah,
I mean,
your
speaking
friend
of
may
busting down
misunderstand the
doors.
spirit of Halloween.
Hey man,
He was
problems
also à
require
Chrétien.
modern solutions.
He was that kid's he was
Free candy is not a problem to be solved.
It's just
he was
good
a different
business.
breed.
It is when you only get one.
Fucking capitalism sucks.
Shout out to Julien if he ever listens, but I doubt it. I haven't talked to that person for a long time.
So, yeah, speaking of busting down doors and potentially getting tricked,
Hey,
Oh, that was a gimme.
yeah.
I liked it. I'm
More
here
like a
for
give me a
it.
break.
uh,
Yeah.
Oh, fun side.
Yeah, you finish the combat here, but you're still in a slightly sticky situation because you've got some infernal wounds a ticking. We are definitely still at
And we
initiative.
don't know where that other Zebub went.
You don't know where the other Zebub went, that's for sure. But I still have initiative rolling here. It is Tulok's turn. We're going to roll through the end of this next round, and then we can kind of loosen up initiative order, but we're going to stay in rounds. But Tulok, what would you like? You just murdered this thing, didn't you?
I completed my turn by murdering him.
Okay. Kraka,
Yeah.
you be bleeding. It is your turn.
Listeners, if you don't remember, it was now I can't remember what it was called. God damn it. The devil.
Bazu.
The Barbazu has inflicted
Barbazu.
infernal wounds, which has increased the DC for the flat checks on
The
persistent
devil done
damage.
made me do it, I think. Yeah.
Pulled a couple of those when I was a kid. What are you doing, Kraka? What do you got?
First, he would like to seek for this fly that is flying around because
Mhm.
he is holding a returning light hammer and wants to throw it at the fly.
Okay. So you're going to roll the old seek. Let me just roll a perception check real quick. And you do not see anything, and you definitely don't hear that buzzing sound again at all. You've got nothing to go on.
Bummer. Okay. Sorry, and I'm just going through administer first aid. Is that gonna drop the DC of that lead condition again?
Yes, but because you failed last time, you're effectively, I think, as far as I know, you're effectively reset. So it's still a DC. It's back to a DC 20. You just have to do it again in order to bring it down to a 15.
Okay, yeah, he will do exactly that because he does not have anything else to do.
Okay,
24 on the nature check.
that'll do it. And you take 2 bleed.
Wait,
Roll me your recovery.
yeah, 4.
Oh, okay. Kraka is bleeding out. Izori, what do you got?
Izori will also first action seek.
Just throwing out real quick. We're now in the next round. We can loosen up our order of operations here. Oh, it's still round by round. But yeah, you seek, and you are in the same boat as Kraka. You hear nothing. You see nothing. It's kind of
Okay.
gone to a quick silence here.
She'll administer first aid on Kraka then,
Okay.
which is a 20, so it's a meet to beat. So that will make
Mhm.
his next flat check a 15.
Okay. And that makes you so you are 6 persistent damage, bleeding, and roll me your recovery.
That is a 19.
Fuck.
I don't care for that.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh,
I should have cast Nudge Fate on myself.
maybe next turn. Tulok.
Tulok will step to the southeast about 10 feet and will cast Detect Magic.
Okay, so that's stride.
Stride 10 feet. Apologies.
Yes, you detect magic. Yes, you
Yes.
do. You do indeed.
What's the strongest and where?
Right next to you on the weapon rack. That's in the northern wall. You can see several items on there.
I would like to avoid thinking about that and cast Detect Magic again.
Okay, and you are trying to. I mean, detect magic's a 2-action cast. rest. So,
I thought are we still?
I mean, yeah, everyone can kind of take 1 round worth here per round kind of thing. I'm just saying you don't have to do it in the actual initiative order.
Fine.
Um,
Well, let me
yeah.
know when I'm back up again.
Sure. Krucka, you want to do something? I guess we're just going in order. Fuck.
Yeah, we are pretty much just going in order. Does anybody else want to do something in this round? Because I'm pretty much just bleeding and hoping to not.
I would first aid myself, but that's
You
it.
could just first aid Azori back.
Okay, let's trade first aids.
It's like a Dutch rudder of first aids.
19, not great.
No, won't do it. Any healing pots to pop?
Tulok, if I can go now, Freeman will take out the wand of heal level 2.
Pot of heal level 2. Okay, yeah, you can pull that out. No problem. Krucka, take 3 persistent damage and roll me a recovery check.
14,
That's just insulting.
isn't it though?
19 and a 14.
That's my second
God.
14, rolling on the 15 as well.
Okay, you want to throw a heal out there, Tulok?
Mm-hmm. 3.
Do you not have to roll like a trick magic item because it's
I
not on
did.
your spell list? Oh, you did. Okay.
Never mind,
Nail
I
it.
failed it.
Okay. There will be no healing from the wand. Izori, what do you got?
First 2 actions, first aid. Second action, nudge fate on Krucka.
Okay.
Third action, nudge fate.
Okay. First aid. What do you roll?
That is a 26.
Cool. You take 5 persistent. Roll me a recovery.
8.
Tulok, you're doing stuff right now.
Puts the
Krucka.
wand away, detects magic.
Detects magic. You're detecting the same thing.
No, I refuse because I can deselect things with my mind.
Okay, so you don't detect the same thing, but you detect nothing new then, if you want to be pedantic about it.
Well, no, but now you have to tell me what the next highest. If there's something other than the weapon rack, I need to know what the next highest is and what it is.
That's what I'm saying, is there was nothing besides the weapon rack.
okay. Cool.
Glad we had this talk.
God. Krucka, what do you got? This is rough.
This is really rough.
This is,
The
Krucka,
listeners are just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
yeah,
this is
we
stupid.
are
I'm having
spiraling
fun,
right
though.
now, listeners. Krucka is going to first aid check on fucking Izori for a 16. Did not work.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
This would be the worst way for someone to die, especially Azori.
and seek, I guess, because what are we doing here?
You take 5 persistent bleed.
Jesus Christ.
13 on the recovery.
Oh, man. Izori.
She'll sustain nudge fate and
How does Nudge Fate work again? I'm gonna screw this up every time.
If a +1 would have changed it, it does it.
If it's
so like if he rolls
retroactively,
another
okay.
14, yeah.
Mm.
So she'll do a first aid on herself. That is a 12, so that's a fail.
Okay.
Can I do anything to help you guys? Like, what's going on here?
Not really, unless you got
Unless you have
magical
ways
healing.
to heal them. Yeah.
Sure don't.
They're just
Yeah.
bleeding out. Okay, sorry. So that's your turn.
Yeah, I need the persistent and the recovery.
Yeah, that's a 4 persistent.
14.
Okay. Tulok, you got anything in your tool belt?
I'm just looking right now, but honestly, I don't think. Oh, well, I'm gonna cast guidance. I feel like I casted guidance in that last fight, or the one against that elf creature. I feel like I cast it on Krucka. Then I'm gonna cast this on Izori. Guidance.
Okay. Krucka, you have something in your inventory for this. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
You had 2. You used one a little while ago. I knew there was something somewhere.
Okay, I guess it's time for the Ichthyosis mutant to come back out.
Yeah,
But who
you
gets
know what I'm
it?
talking about. But who gets it is the question. It's your turn.
You take it. You are way further down than I am.
Okay, so
Put it into an elixir revolver and then spin the cylinder and then just play Russian roulette with it until one of you gets it.
I've got one of those, so let's do that. I don't know. I'm kind of just tempted to roll off on it and see what happens here. Above 50 is going to be Izori.
Okay.
97 goes to Izori.
Okay. Oh, the self-sacrifice. Here we go. So you're going to administer that to Izori?
Yes, I will
Okay.
throw it in the chat. For 1 minute.
What does that look like?
So while he's
Here, take this.
while he's bleeding, he's like, and he'll just kind of see the situation and like how many times he's kind of been through this and doesn't want to see another person die in front of him. I've already had one. I couldn't possibly have another. And give it to her.
Amazing. So, Zori, your skin immediately starts to thicken.
Cool.
And it starts to renew itself. And the next roll around, you'll automatically succeed your check. You'll still take some damage, though. So you administer that. Krucka, I think that takes, 2 of your actions?
One to draw, one to injure.
Okay. So you're a little bit boned on first aid. You're going to take 1 persistent there. Roll me that flat check.
7.
Okay. Izori.
Knowing that she's good, she will medicine check Krucka and sustain the nudge fate. That's 17, so net.
Does
you
18
take-
help? Because I casted guidance on you.
Doesn't.
No.
You take 4 persistent, but you succeed your bleed check as your skin starts to repair itself.
Okay. And what does fast healing do?
Fast healing is at the end of your turn, which it is again now. It gives you HP back, whatever
Okay.
number it is.
It's 2.
2. So you get 2 more back. So you lost 4, you gained 2.
Cool.
Tulok, not much you can do.
I'm going to take whatever is magic off that shelf.
Okay, sure. You're just gonna take a look. You can see on the shelf there's a flask of green liquid, which you would recognize as an acid flask. There is a shield, a dagger-like weapon, and a bracelet.
Okay, I'm going to inspect the bracelet just to see if there's something that can help with this.
The bracelet has several small charms shaped like weapons that hang from it. And you can
Nice.
roll me...
That's going to be a fun one.
You can roll me a check on that if you like.
I give Duffy a little tasty taste here, buddy.
Oh, this tastes like war and mayhem, and it's kind of great, actually. I like
But
this.
what is it good for?
This, oh, absolutely nothing, as a matter of fact.
Good God, y'all.
Say it again.
There is no particular school of magic.
Okay, it's a 30, but also just realize that it takes a long time, not rounds, to identify magic.
Okay, well, that's
So-
fine. You will have succeeded with the 30. We'll get to that in a sec. Izori,
Same.
can you save Kruka's life?
Nope. That's an 11.
Okay. Kruka,
Can you save Kruka's life?
you take 1 bleed. Roll me a recovery.
Okay. I can perform first aid on myself, though, correct?
Yes, you can.
I can't. It's 15.
Okay.
There it is. Nat 20.
Oh,
This
sweet
is
baby Ray.
the weakest intro to an episode we've ever done.
6 rounds of trying to staunch the bleeding while Tulok just goes and investigates our room.
And that's where we're going to call it. Have a good night, listeners. See you in a week.
Lives to bleed another day. I honestly thought he might just die.
And as Tulok ignores your bleeding, blistering wounds, takes the time to realize that there's this beautiful armory bracelet sitting in front of him, which is basically a bracelet that's covered in charms, and each charm represents a different weapon group. And as a 2-action envision and interact action, you can, once per day, pull a charm from the bracelet. The charm transforms to a weapon of your choice from the charm's weapon group. If the weapon requires ammunition, it appears with a quiver or pouch of 20 pieces of said ammunition, and the weapon is a +2 striking weapon of the type you choose. After 1 minute, the weapon transforms into a +1 striking weapon and remains until the next daily preparations. At that point, the weapon and any remaining ammunition crumble to dust, and all the charms reappear on the bracelet. The weapon and ammunition created with the charm are noticeably different from others and cannot be sold.
Yo, that thing is tight.
Yeah,
That is a
I love those things. They're really
Wicked
cool.
item.
I mean, I think Kruka's the only one that can use it though.
I mean, that's
Zori,
not
what's your
strictly true.
Zori? What's your weapon use like?
Less than ideal. I'm trained in martial and simple, so I can use them.
Okay.
So, no, bear in mind, this is not weapon like proficiency categories. It is weapon groups. So it covers
Yeah.
axes, bombs, bows, brawling, club, dart, firearm, flail, hammer, knife, pick, polearm, shield, sling, spear, and sword of simple, martial, or advanced proficiencies. A very wide variety.
Yeah, it's a really cool item.
Yeah, really cool. And you're like, if you happen to know the bow weapon group really well, you're like, this bow would be better than that bow. Like, that's the one you pull off, you know? I need the range of a longbow, or I need the short distance of a short bow, or I need the tripping ability of a gaff, you know? That it really goes a long way if you know the weapon groups well.
Oh, I actually kind of fucked up there because you get all the charms back each time.
Every
Yeah.
day.
Oh, cool.
That's what I mean. Like it
cool.
is
It's
crazy.
really good, yeah.
It is 2 actions to get it out, but still.
Yeah, one to envision and one to start swinging, one would imagine. So that's roll on.
Yeah, I'll roll off on that. If he's taking 10 minutes to identify, Izori takes 10 minutes to treat wounds on Kruka, and that'll give you 22 back.
1, 2.
Nice. You are still stupefied from the soul scream from before, Kruka. I pulled it off by mistake, just pulling a bunch of shit off of you, but that's going to last for a while, so it's going to affect your will saves. Just throwing that out there.
Okay.
It's 24 hours per tick, I think it is. Yeah, I think that's the standard for stupefied. For each value, it takes 24 hours to shake off.
I can still hear its screams. So off key.
Okay, you guys gonna roll off on this biatch?
I rolled a 4.
I rolled a 2.
Oh man, you gonna
That's
go for
cute.
it, Tulok?
No.
You gonna let it be? No,
Let that 4
Okay.
win.
Goes to Azori. That's great.
That it does.
Welcome to the crew.
All right. Well, there's a.
Tulok pulls off the unusual shield and Duffy, have a little taste of this.
Eat the shield, Duffy.
Oh, it's so large. Oh, look at that. It almost got weird. I can tell you right now that you're going to have to dig into your crafting expertise if you want to understand this one.
Well, let me just pull that out of your throat and take a look.
Ugh.
Yeah, didn't make that weird at all. Trucko will try to identify it with a 29.
29 is good. This is a cold iron shield.
Chilling.
So cold iron is a really rare type of iron, basically. It's really hard to work. It costs a lot of money, but it does have the certain properties that can overcome some resistances or even inflict weaknesses for certain creatures. Cold iron is usually and very classically related to fey creatures. and some others that usually have a weakness towards it. So it's a shield, but if you happen to be shield bashing with it, it will actually do some extra damage to said creatures, or again overcome.
Neat.
Anyone interested?
No, it doesn't do me much good. I need a hand free to spellcast.
Yeah, throw it in Duffy for now. Don't have to wait.
Okay, and then
What is its bulk actually?
1.
No, I'm good. I don't have the raise shield feat, so it would just.
There is no raise shield feat. Everyone can raise a shield.
Oh,
You're thinking shield block
that's.
or reactive shield.
No, I'm good. I think. I may change my mind on that.
Tulok pulls a kukri off the shelf. And
I said it was a dagger-like weapon. I didn't tell you it was a kukri.
You didn't change it in the foundry.
Shut up.
Tulok holds it menacingly towards Duffy's mouth.
Ah!
And turns it around
Don't do that.
And-
Oh.
and allows him the pommel.
And he just sticks a felt tongue out. Gives it a
Cute.
little lick.
He's like, no particular things, although it does taste a lot like, dare I say it, blood.
That is a 24 on occultism for Tulok.
That's a meat to beat. This is a bloodletting kukri. It's a +1 striking kukri, and on a critical hit, it will do 1d8 bleed. If the target didn't already have persistent bleed damage when you score the critical hit, you also gain 1d8 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
Does anyone need this? A kukri?
No, I like my clock
I
silence.
guess that's a no.
I will actually. I'll take the kukri.
Cashing in quite quick, aren't you, Azori?
Well, if no one else wants it, I hate to see it go to waste. And she like score it like you see her take it, and then it just immediately disappears up one of her sleeves.
Love that. And then the last thing is an acid flask, moderate. Does anyone throw?
Bearing in mind it's a martial weapon, so I think only Kraka can reasonably use it.
And Azori?
Oh, Zori can too?
Yeah, she got Marshall from her swash dedication. Yeah,
Cool.
I think so. Oh,
Double
Kukri's
check.
not thrown. Weird. Okay.
No.
No, but a
I was thinking the same thing.
kukri in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. So.
That's not how that works.
No.
You can take the acid flask, Kroka. Like at least it'll give you an opening volley if you can't close the distance or aren't able to.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted, Zori, you could maybe swap the bloodletting kukri for Tulok's dagger of venom that is thrown. Been sitting on that for a while.
Or the silver hatchet.
He uses it though.
Have you ever used it?
Yes?
First I've heard of it.
Mostly he uses it flavor wise to stab the enemies. That
To
the
kill all
punch
the
down.
unconscious enemies. That's
You know, just casual stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's fair, yeah. The slitting of his enemies' throats, yeah.
yeah.
He's also got the Word Reaper for that, which has never really been used.
Yeah. No, she'll keep the bloodletting Kukri, I think. I like the idea of her having a tripping weapon. And Kukri, I think, is more thematic, her being Kadiran and
It's
stuff. So
Pretty
And also
sweet, yeah.
fucking making bastards bleed.
Yeah, let that blood, man.
yeah, and she's all about that.
Yeah.
As for the hatchet, she's good. She's got a +1 returning currently. Maybe if we go back to town and spend a day there and can trade that returning rune onto the silvered one. But until then, she's real happy with the returning hatchet.
I also, as always, we all tend to miss this, but there's actually 3 flasks. We always miss the quantity on the things here.
Oh, round of
so you
acid.
could spread that out if you want.
Yeah.
But I've just given them all to Kruka. But if you want to spread some out, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
course.
There's also a glaive on the corpse of the Barbazu.
There is indeed. In fact, it is a hell-forged glaive in particular. I could take a check on that if you'd like, a religion check for anyone.
It's not gonna be a Zori.
I was
I
going to say Hellforged Glaive on the corpse of a Barbazu is my favorite Mars Volta song.
26.
26 will do it. So a Hellforged Glaive actually will provide you of no particular benefits. In fact, it'll be more difficult to sell. It's still a very effective glaive. However, in the hands of an actual devil, it basically makes the weapon agile when it's not normally. That's why this thing was able to swing it so quickly and hit when it, in some cases, it shouldn't. And it also increases its deadly D8 critical trait to up a step to a D10. So it's vicious in the hands of a devil, but it is effectively the same thing to all of you. Just the usual.
Boring. Just a glaive.
And it's harder to sell. Like,
Yeah.
It is
unless you
hard to
wanna
sell.
Bribe
I mean,
somebody with it. There's not a whole lot of value. to
yeah,
it.
it's basically the design of it, like, kind of invokes a little bit of a fear to the average. Like, you know, it's not doesn't have the same design as a mundane glaive. So some people will still buy it, but like upstanding merchants, as it describes, might refuse to trade.
Yeah, there's some dude with like a weird bunch of samurai swords in his bedroom that would love that in there as well. But
Yeah, exactly.
Tulok walks towards the Iron Maiden, whispering, "Seventh son of a seventh son," underneath his breath, and then searches it.
You go up to this Iron Maiden in the corner, and you find the switch to open it up, and you do, and it pops open, and a dead Morlock, just flops out of it onto the ground, having bled out quite a while ago.
Gross.
Tulok turns to his companions and says, "They may not have gone far, and they could have gone through this room, unless that creature flew over us and we didn't notice. We should search this area very well, thoroughly in fact." And he continues his search.
Okay. You search.
This room's soaked in blood, so Izori's pretty good not going in there. She doesn't mind the blood, but she is also wearing very nice boots.
It's pretty clear that this room is a torture room. It is a room. It's bare bones, but it's clearly been used for torture.
So Kruka searches thoroughly the walls.
You take a look around the room and try everything you can, and there's nothing else to find.
That little fucker.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall, and then to be found by us and killed.
Izori is
Pretty
low
much
on-
out of spells, so
Yeah. pretty much out of
it'd be
resources
cool
here.
if we took a rest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have invisibility, dimension door, and my favorite spell, thoughtful gift, which is never going to be useful. So
Well, it will if you make friends.
Maybe your thoughtful gift could have been a healing potion.
it could have been,
Yeah.
but she doesn't have any healing potions.
Fly swatter, maybe.
I don't actually know how that spell works, so.
It's essentially that. It's just, I think it's one action to just send shit to you, light or negligible bulk.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, we head to the lockable room and rest.
The lockable room. Oh, the one with the secret plinths
The double
and the
with the key that's
crazy
just a
keys,
key.
Yeah, the round key and the
Round,
prong
yeah.
key or whatever. Okay,
key with 4 prongs.
you go for a rest, and as you take a breath, you level up. Oh,
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
I was not expecting that.
Hey.
Okay, what
I
button
did
do
tell
I
you
press?
weeks and
There's
weeks
the-
ago.
That's true.
Despite some delays
Oh,
to be prepared.
I'm ready. Don't worry.
No, I know you're ready.
Yeah.
But I know it's been a while since the last time I mentioned it. It's been quite
Yeah.
a while. Yeah. In IRL time, everyone. Who wants to possibly actually, before anyone goes, I need to reveal something. I have made the executive decision to add a variant rule into the game. And it's the sort of rule that I think I will always use going forward. And that's the only reason why I've decided to bring it in now, like halfway or more through this adventure. It's because I think it should be part of the game. And it is called the gradual ability boost. something or other. I'm sure it's going to change its name coming up. But basically, it means that instead of having to wait every 5 levels to give yourself 4 ability boosts, you actually get them as you go, which means you get 1 ability boost every pretty much every level, skipping certain levels. Long story short, instead of having to wait till level 10 to add 4 more ability boosts to yourself, you will, at this moment, if I remember correctly, be able to add Krucka and Tulak will be able to add 2 ability boosts themselves. And Azori will be able to add 1, because I told James, without really telling him why, to give himself for level 7 an extra ability boost.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So you skip level 6, essentially. Because you at level 1 you don't get 1, and then the rules would go that you would add 1 at level 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's 4, and then you skip level 6 and you go 7, 8, 9, 10, so on and so forth. So you get them gradually. You can choose which one is progressing as you go. I think it's the most sensible way to approach those ability score increases, which I believe are later going to be renamed. I mean, by the time this comes out, probably renamed attribute bonus. But yeah. If you check your ability score boosts in Foundry, you should be able to find a way to add it. I think I've changed the settings here. I have not, so I'm going to go ahead and enable that now.
Well, I just went in and edited mine and just did it free ball style. Shout out Tulak +5 charisma.
Nice.
That's gonna be clutch.
Is it 2 boosts the whole way, or does it go to 1 when you hit 18?
It is 1 when you hit 18.
Okay, so I'm still.
So if you're at 18 to go to 9, 1 boost gets you to 19. 1 more boost gets you to 20. Yeah.
Okay.
There is still that built in.
Wait, so it's because before you invest 1 point, you get 2, and then once you're 18, it's just 1 for 1, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Did you account for that?
No, I'm an idiot, and I spent 2 to get the 1 because I was thinking about it backwards.
Okay. Yeah, that would be the other caveat, is you can't do that. So if you at level, say we were doing this in the proper order, at level 7, if you chose charisma, at level 8, you can't choose charisma. The rules still work the exact same way as the normal ability boosts, but now they're just gradual. So I don't think you can actually achieve 20 yet. I could be wrong.
Wait, you can't?
I mean, you can, assuming your stats were at 19 before this level.
It was.
Your charisma was. It was. Okay, then you're good.
Yeah.
Then you are good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just undid your custom thing there, Tulak, and I've enabled the variant rule, so if everyone can take a look at that and make sure they've got it sorted.
Oh, okay. Mine was custom as well.
Yeah, yours probably originally was when we put you together.
Oh, buddy, I forgot how good her spell list was.
All right,
Some of these are real vicious.
Yeah. All right, who wants to go first? Who wants to tell me about their level ups now?
Ready. Buddy, I was born ready.
I was so tempted to jump in and steal it from you.
No.
That's the first you've admitted that since we started this adventure.
Yeah, no. What the listeners won't hear is a lot of cutting out of me not being ready.
Preparation, still so accurate.
Yes. And speaking of, Krucka, for the first feat we're going to talk about is one of his linguists. He has not been using the linguist feat very effectively so far. And one of the reasons for that is most of them require him to be an expert or above in society. He was supposed to take a skill increase last level for that, and he didn't. Next level, let someone please remind me, because I'm not going to remind myself again. In the meantime, what we have is he was able to find an 8th level feat called Crude Communication that he can slot in for now. It does allow me to communicate with a creature even if I don't speak its language using inflection, root words, and body language. So this will be interacting with a creature for 10 minutes. GM will be rolling secret society checks with a GDC appropriate for the language. And we may be able to get a little bit of miming across.
Okay, interesting. That's really cool. Yeah.
And then there will be another that'll take care of the level 8 slot, and then I've still got a skill slot there for my archetype once I learn how to use skill increases effectively. Barbarians also get more general skill feat for level 8. I have chosen Crafter's Appraisal. So
Oh, nice.
yes, this will allow me to use a crafting skill when identifying magic items.
Oh.
An issue I have had over and over and over again. And then finally, class feat, I'm just going to use Renewed Vigor. It's a barbarian. I can use one action to pause, recover your Raging Vigor, gain temporary hit points equal to half my level plus my con modifier. So possibly less, getting absolutely murked in the middle of combat.
Oh. Wait, so how does that work? Sorry, you gain temporary hit points.
Yeah, so it's a concentrate rage ability. I have to be within a rage, and then I pause to recover my Raging Vigor.
Oh, so you could just take an action to give yourself some. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, should be fun. Because I mean, I only get 10 temp HP right now from the rage, so
awesome. That's pretty cool. And with your extra bonus boosts to with the gradual ability boosts, what did you choose?
I chose Strength and Con, so I can hit harder and get hit more.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Nice.
Okay, so you're at 20 strength now. Is that right?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Holy shit!
Nice. Oh, gonna
Nice.
be hitting hard. I love it. Okay. All right. Well, I know James is champing at the bit. What do you got?
Yeah, I don't often get to level up spellcasters, so this is great. Starting off, she gets her 4th level spells go from 2 to 3, which is awesome. So she gets 3 4th level spells per day. She has selected 2 new spells, one at 4th level, which is as many as she can do, and then one at 3rd level, which is great. I'll reveal those when they come. I've prepared them both.
Okay.
She is she's gonna boost her intelligence for her feat, bringing her up to a 19, which is still +4, but next level that will cantilever into a +5 intelligence, which is awesome. She got a skill feat as well this level and has taken an ability called Half Truths. So when she makes a request of a creature, she can now use deception instead of diplomacy to make an attempt to lie to the creature. Because she is a barter, she was a merchant on the high seas for many years. So I felt like this is a really thematic one. And that's kind of how I waste my skill feats. Her archetype is Swashbuckler. I don't know if we've touched on that, but at this level, we
barely touched on anything Azori details wise. So expand as it were.
Yeah, so she's a Swashbuckler braggart, which is why the fear effects are like factored into her clothing, and even her rapier is a fearsome +1 rapier. So as a braggart, whenever she antagonizes, she gets panache, which hasn't really happened, which is demoralize essentially, which is her basic flair. She also has this level. I've taken advanced flair from the archetype, which gives me access to a little 4th level feat called Swaggering Initiative. So whenever she's ready to fight, even during an ambush, she gains a +2 circumstance bonus to initiative and can interact to draw a weapon.
Okay.
Just whenever we roll initiative, she can just draw shit, which is great.
So you're not going to be caught empty-handed.
Yeah. And we've determined off-air that works for her sleeves of storage as well, because it is a single interact action to pull shit out of a bag of storage.
Totally fine. Cool.
And then the thing I'm the most happy about, which would have come in real handy last combat, is her witch class feat. This is called Steady Spellcasting. So if anything would disrupt her spell action, including an attack of opportunity like last combat where she had to step away to cast slow, she can now just attempt a DC 15 flat check, and if she succeeds, the action is no longer interrupted.
Okay. So it's worth noting that the interruption usually happens on I believe it's a critical
success. Yeah.
Via an attack opportunity. Yeah.
But with AC 25, that's getting more and more likely.
Absolutely, yeah. So should a critical hit land, you have a DC 15 flat check to remove that part of the AOO, which is awesome. That's super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Could
and
be
that's
very
any
clutch.
reaction would disrupt your spell attack. So
Yeah.
I'm sure there's others other than just the AOO, but that's great. I think that's such a cool, good feat for 8th level.
Awesome. I'm into it. Scody Boobaroo.
Yes.
What you got? What's too long looking at?
I really
Well,
appreciate that
well,
you now
well.
just answered a random syllables.
Need a C, a T, and a B in there somewhere.
So
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need.
So with my archetype feat this level, I will be taking the reanimator dedication. So that's a fun little archetype.
Yeah.
What that means for me is because I already have animate dead in my repertoire as a signature spell, I do get to turn one of my other spells into a signature spell, which actually was what I was just battling back and forth with because I was originally going to go magic missile, but you only get an extra missile every 2 levels. So technically I'd only get one more missile with the
Right.
top ability to do not a ton of
Yeah,
damage.
it's the sort of spell that doesn't heighten every level. Except for
Yeah,
2
and it
levels,
doesn't
right?
heighten
Yeah.
for much. So I was trying to decide whether I want to do that or mage armor.
Mhm.
I'll decide before the end of this. So anyways,
Well, you don't
that's
want you don't
cool.
want to do mage armor, do you?
Well, mage armor has some good heightening. You
Oh,
get
it's good.
pluses to your saves as well as +2 to your AC.
Oh, you get bonuses to your saves. Okay, because your AC bonuses will not stack with your property room for
+1.
your-
True,
for your-
but it would.
yeah.
But I could have +2.
It's not because they're stacking item bonuses. Yeah.
But I'd have to cast it at a higher level.
Mhm. Okay.
Anyways, we'll decide that before the end. But also, a cool thing about the reanimator dedication is when I am casting animate dead, if I'm able to target the mostly intact remains of an appropriate type of dead creature when casting animate dead, the undead you animate gets a +1 status bonus to attack rolls, AC, saving throws, and skill checks for the duration.
Huh?
So if there's a skeleton corpse on the ground and I animate a skeletal champion out of it, it gets buffs.
Oh,
So that's cool.
cool. Instead of just like randomly conjuring something we have to explain underneath the carpet, if you choose something that's actually in the room, such as like the dead Morlock you just found in
Yes.
the whatchamacallit, if you turn that into a zombie or something like that,
Exactly.
it gets boosts. That's really fun. That's really cool.
So then, as my class feat, I took Bonds of Death, which is from the Reanimator archetype.
Oh, you're doubling up.
And I'm doubling up, baby, because what that means is I can now animate 2 undead and I can sustain them both at the same time.
Make them dance together.
Shut
so I
the
can
front
have
door.
ghost creatures.
What you can't do that all the time, can you? That's no way.
Yeah, I mean, for as long as the spell lasts for, yeah.
That's amazing.
You sustain your previous casting of Animate Dead, binding the necromantic energy of the 2 spells together with the metaphysical twine. On subsequent rounds, you can sustain both animate dead spells with a single action to sustain the spell. This benefit lasts until either of the spells ends.
Okay.
Once per day.
Okay, so that's what I was looking for. I knew there was something in there. So once per day, you can raise a second one and sustain them both with the same single action.
Yes.
Phew. That's some oh shit button kind of shit. That's clutch stuff. Really cool.
Okay, and then as my skill feat, I took Consult the Spirits.
Okay.
So basically, I have learned the rites or meditations that enable me to perceive minor invisible spirits within a place. I'm choosing occultism to go with this.
Mhm.
And occultism allows you to contact lingering spirits, psychic echoes of the departed dead, and spirits from the beyond reality who tell you things about things like strange auras, effects, or the presence of unnatural occult beings. I spend 10 minutes in an attempt to recall knowledge with the chosen skill. DC is determined by the GM. And yeah, if basically as a success, or as a critical success, the spirits reveal themselves to you and have a helpful attitude towards you. Only you can perceive these spirits. They answer 3 simple questions about the environment within 100 feet of you. Depending on the skill you choose and thus the type of spirits you contact, their answers are almost always a single word, and their knowledge is limited to the area of interest. A success as with a critical success, but the spirits are indifferent to you and only answer 1 question.
Okay. Interesting.
Cool. So that's a pretty Tulaki vibe.
Yeah, very much. There's a lot of paragraphs in that one.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's basically like almost like when you
It's like Speak with Dead.
talking to the corpse thing. Yeah, Speak with Dead.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I was trying to find.
Yeah, very similar to that. That's the vibe I got right away. Yeah. That's really cool, though. Really cool. But a one-word answer is really limits you to like the question you're asking, I guess. Like you got to be careful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then for my ability scores, I took 1 in charisma to max to 20 plus 5. And then I took 1 in intelligence, and I'll tell you why, because I'm sick and tired of not knowing fucking Aklo. All right.
Nice.
So we got Aklo now. And then you know what? I mean, hey, maybe I'm just going out on a limb here and this doesn't make any sense. But Tulak's he's been in there working out a little bit. Anyways, my skill increases in athletics because
I was gonna say, yeah, you also get the skill increase, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like
probably a good call.
He's coming
Probably
into
good
his
call.
own a little bit here. He's never really had to like use his physical abilities until now. So he's gaining a little bit of strength, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then the final thing is I took a spell. And it's another 4th level spell. And fuck it, I'm just gonna say it is fly, bitches. I'm gonna be flying all over the place.
Sweet.
Oh no. No. Son of a bitch. You're gonna be so hard to kill.
Be ready to be annoyed, Fremen.
Just make sure you make sure that you look into the action, maneuver, and flight, because you don't just get to fly around willy-nilly.
Okay.
That's not how that works.
Quick plug here. Y'all listeners, check out our Uncharted No Instagram account, where every once in a while I put up the Adventurer's Guide, which is just kind of some rules. I did a whole suite on swimming, climbing, flying rules. So if you're as confused as I am, go back, subscribe, and check out those posts.
Very nice.
And also check out their Discord.
Yeah. It's a pretty good chance you'll be looking at the same rules posted on Instagram as Scott at the same time.
Goddamn right, because I'm never closing them ever again.
Yeah.
Maneuver. Ooh.
You've taken fly. My God. All right. Well, that rounds up the old level up, eh? Level 8. Who'd have thunk you'd reach here? Reach these heights.
Look at us.
Look at you.
It's like a
feels
weird
like
thing to
just
say.
Seems
on
like
an
just
audio
yes.
medium.
months ago.
In game, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks.
Oh, in game, not long ago, really at all. I'm not sure how long, but hey, let me check.
At least a day.
At least.
You like dags.
The full moon was 4 days ago.
Oh, so it's a waxing gibbous. That's probably wrong.
So how far since day one?
How far since day one? Hold on. It's been almost a month.
What a wild ride for these people.
How crazy is that? It's been less than a month. It'll be a month in oh no, hold on. No, I must be wrong about that. It'll be a month in about a week and a half ish. Somewhere around there.
So 3 weeks.
So it's been 2.5 weeks.
Basically. A lot has happened in 2.5 to 3 weeks. It's crazy.
I can fly.
So can the time, apparently.
You went from rolling bones in your caravan to being able to fly.
Yeah, and also it was a tough choice because this level, there's some pretty cool like thematic ones about death and corpses and like speaking with spirits and cool shit like that. But as we all know, I'm a basic bitch, and so when Fly comes up,
Yeah. All right. Well, how long is this rest you're taking? That's the next question I have.
as long as it takes.
Yeah, it's got to be a full rest.
Which is how long?
Like
I think
12
it's
hours.
10 or
I think
12,
it's 12
hours.
Yeah. All right. I'm calling it 12 hours. You have moved into the next day of the week.
I have re-prepared my spells and changed my familiar abilities. Just a heads up.
Oh, right. Also, we're locking ourselves in that room, so we don't need to take watches. So
That's
it
true.
Could be 8 hours.
Could be 8 hours.
Oh, yeah, great.
All right. You get yourselves a full night's rest.
Some of these familiar abilities are actually fucking crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, so I had this ability where like my cat could help me like pick locks and shit, and like help me with my society checks to recall knowledge. But I got rid of all those and gave it one called Spell Battery, which gives me essentially an extra first level spell slot. Touch telepathy, so whenever it touches me, we can converse. And this little fun ability that I just became aware of called Soul Sight, which gives it life sense within 30 feet. So if something is alive, it knows where it is, and if it touches me, it can communicate that to me. So fuck you, invisibility.
Amazing.
also, I'm a
I think
dumbass.
that's how it works.
Magic
prepared to
missile
be
is way
corrected.
better than mage armor. Okay, we're taking that as the.
Don't you have mage armor built in with your robes and shit?
Yeah, but never mind. I don't need to get into it and bore the listeners. Magic missile is the better one to take as the signature spell because
Definitely is.
it's an additional 1 missile per action you spend. So it'd be 6 instead of 3. If I go full
That's
round.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
6.
That's huge.
What about the Gatling gun missile? Does that count?
I don't think that counts with that, but you know, we'll be using that puppy again tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
All right. And with that rest and that level up, you can get on your merry way. Kruka's stupefied goes down by 1 after a full rest. And what's the next step?
Well, we have been threatened by this Zebub's master. And since we didn't find any way to go into that blood room or the doors from the arena open, I'm guessing it went down the stairs in the Ernest Goes flesh warping room.
Oh God.
I don't remember what it's called. I don't care.
Shout
to
out
look it
Jim Varney.
up. So that kind of leaves us.
Don't forget there's a devil downstairs. A contract devil, Fistophilus, named Urivian?
Urivian. Yes. Yeah.
Eurevian, yeah. Are you reading my notes?
Those are my notes when I take them.
Oh, sweet.
When I take them.
So that would lead me to believe it's the stairs down in the Erskine's room or the arena with the giant blob that Freeman has teased has a bunch of cool shit in it.
Hey, we have all of our spells now. We
Yeah.
could try that.
Bunch of blob killing spells.
I am ready, and my spell list is so much more dangerous than it was when we first started.
Well,
Like real dangerous.
let's go kill that bastard son of a Katamari and see what's going on inside.
Oh, no. You want to take on the big sloppy beasts?
Yeah.
You going to go for it? Yeah.
Okay, hold on, real quick. Let's do a recall knowledge on this thing because I don't remember everything, the weaknesses and stuff.
I don't think
We
we've
didn't-
ever actually seen it.
Also, we never did research, guys, and we said we were going to do research.
I'm pretty sure I revealed that it is related to the Shanragal heaps that you fought in those jail cells. And that gave you a good baseline. However, this is a very different beast, so it definitely and probably certainly has different and extra things.
Okay, can I do a recall knowledge on it? We've seen it. It's moved in front of us.
Yes.
So what we know currently is they are mindless masses that try to absorb shit. They are resistant to piercing, slashing, weak to positive. They can climb, swim, and crawl, and they like to grab. And they fucked us up pretty hard.
That last bit gives me pause.
But I will aid in that recall knowledge. That's an 18 to aid.
What type of recall knowledge would it be?
Is occultism or religion?
Natural 1 for a 19.
That also gives me pause.
Unless you want to go do some research. You got all the information I'm going to give you.
Let's just go down the floor. Fuck it. We'll come back for this guy.
Yeah, it's not blobbing anywhere.
All right, so you can go down to the through the stairs by the Urna Curse, which was.
Are we taking those stairs, or are we taking
I'm not sure what James called
stairs.
it a second ago. Exactly, it was very different pronunciation.
What are the other stairs, James? You want to take?
There's
The main stairs, like the big.
the one at the foot of the lighthouse, the circular room.
I'm more of a back stairs guy.
All right.
They never see it coming.
All right, so you're heading down the sort of double stairs in the room where the Urna Curse was. They sort of head down, like they're kind of awkward shape, but they head down towards each other and then loop down inward into a single 10-foot wide hallway. The hallway is long, stretches north, and there are a couple small doors along the north eastern side and one small door to the north as well. The doors from where you can see appear to have sliding windows in them. As you step a bit further in, you can also see, one of the eastern doors, kind of misspoke there, is not a door so much as a raised portcullis.
Tulok avoids notice as he saunters down the stairs.
Azori does the same, but marginally less sauntering.
Kreko will bring up the rear, scouting.
How is he walking?
I don't know. He's pretty cool.
It's a cool guy. Okay. Well, then Tulok is pushing forward towards the most southern and eastern door.
Okay.
Oh, checking for traps along the way.
Okay.
Detects magic at the door. Wait, did you say the portcullis was up or down?
It is the next door north of you.
But is the gate up or down?
It is up. It is open. So you peek around the corner under the portcullis. This actually leads to a couple of double doors that head east.
Tulok goes to that first because he's worried that if they don't go through the portcullis soon, it might go down.
Okay.
Detect magic. Perception checks. Bop, 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 bop.
You good.
Any traps within this 10-foot by 10-foot room?
None that you see.
Kreko would like to search for hidden doors.
Okay.
Thoroughly.
Izori?
She's going to continue to avoid notice, and I guess while they're inspecting for traps, she'll listen at the southern door with the slide in it and see if she hears anything.
No one detects, finds, or hears anything. The only thing that really stands out here is that this as soon as you've come down to this level, it is there's a sort of heat that permeates the area, and there is the distinct smell that you've smelled before from the foot of the lighthouse in that open space of brimstone and smoke. It's definitely eking through this area. Yeah, so far you have found nothing out of the ordinary.
Tulok moves into the portcullis, checks the door to see if it's locked.
Okay, it is not. Izori, do you want to slide the window in that door to the south open?
Just like real small so she can take a quick peek and as
Okay.
quietly as possible.
And I assume you do not have dark vision,
No, she does not.
so you'll be inking
She's a
some light
wayfinder
into the room
compass.
as
Yeah.
you do it. Okay. So you crack the little window, and you see a small 10 by 10 room that seems to have seen very little use or care and probably decades. And there is a humanoid creature hanging upside down by the ankles inside, seemingly unconscious. Has red hair and sort of these like half-open glowing eyes and horns protruding from their forehead.
No time for pinatas.
Okay, so whatever the Pathfinder version of a tiefling is.
It's a tiefling, yeah.
Yeah. She will slide the latch closed
Okay.
and whisper as quietly as possible to Kraka, who's next to her, about what she saw.
Gross.
Tulok's looking over his shoulder, just wondering what the fuck's going on back there.
There is a window in the door to the north as well. Want to take a look?
Yeah, Kreka will go over to that one and do the same.
Did she see any restraints on the tiefling?
Literally hanging by their ankles and manacles.
Okay, in manacles. Got
Like-
it.
Yeah, oh yeah, like strung up like a prisoner. Big time.
Not just hanging out like a bat.
Yeah, no.
The devil. What the fuck do I know?
Yeah. You would definitely recognize it as a tiefling, given your worldliness, Izori. Kraka, you go to the northern door and you eke that one open, and you see inside a cell covered in dust and cobwebs, and also hanging upside down inside is a familiar face. It's the Sphere of Nebulin, the deep gnome that you saved in the tavern, known as Glashtrumdur.
What did we do? We just let them out and tell them to go to the surface?
No, they
We
were going-
armed them, and they were heading to the Drow settlement deeper below.
They were heading down.
Mm.
Well, at least one of them was heading to the Drow settlement. The other ones were just trying to go home. But this creature assured you they would try to help the one with the missing hand get somewhere safely. But that one seems to be missing, and the deep gnome is here, trapped.
Okay, Tulok steps out of the portcullis because he's intrigued by what's going on here. Perhaps we should speak with them. Let them out. Be careful of that tiefling, though.
It's the enemy of my enemy, no?
Oh, wait.
And she will roll. Well, is the door unlocked? I guess I don't see why it would be.
Yeah, the let me just double check here. The one to Glashtrumdur, the deep gnome, is unlocked. Yeah, it appears to be unlocked for the tiefling as well.
Okay. Again, as quietly as she possibly can, she'll open it up.
Okay.
And then just cycle through her languages, starting with Necril and Undercommon. Just
You start to speak and make yourself known, and it becomes pretty obvious that this creature is unresponsive.
but it was looking at me.
No, it's got half open eyes. It's basically unconscious. It's like maybe its eyes are fluttering. It is not registering you at all.
She will unhook her rapier from her belt and poke it with the end of its scabbard.
You get the faintest of reactions from it.
That's the wrong side, Azori.
Says the murderer, Tulok. You get the feeling that this tiefling is in extremely rough shape, possibly abandoned here for a long time, and its health is probably failing at an alarming rate.
And I guess we'll turn to the dwarf room.
Deep gnome. You crack that door, and you get like a surprise kind of shifting from the deep gnome. who looks up with these big bushy eyebrows. It's like, I forget the voice I used, but leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Long time no see.
Who's that?
I see
Who
you
is
didn't make
that?
fire. And he will step into the room, and I guess he has the compass around him, so he would be lit up when he does.
So it'll take a sec for like the deep gnome to like recognize you, and like hanging there upside down is like,
Oh, my savior again. My savior again, please. Let me down, let me down.
All right, but the third time's going to cost you, and you take him down.
okay, yeah, and the manacles around their feet are like easily pulled apart. There's no checks needed. They're just like arranged in a way that's like really hard to like get to them. While you're hanging down, so you can kind of let this deep gnome go, and as it comes down to the floor, probably a little bit abruptly, it kind of like rubs its ankles and is just trying to like adjust to the change in the scenario, and it seems quite tortured in a way.
So turn back to the others and back to the gnome. Like, dude, who brought you here, and where can we find them?
And where did they find you?
We came down to try and find our way back into the Darklands, and I was helping the Skulk. Jedzeli she wandered off. She insisted she was being drawn towards the many-colored creature, the one who had her hand. Nonsense, but I couldn't let her go. The next thing I knew, we were held up by the devils down here. And I was imprisoned. I have no idea what happened to Giseli.
Where did you see this many-colored creature? And did it ever refer to itself as the Motley Man?
Kind of cocks their head a bit. Says,
I never saw it, but Motley, that was a word that Giseli used many times in the cell at the tavern when we were trapped in the kitchen. Always in their muttering. Motley, the many-colored clothes.
Did it come to them in their sleep?
They said that it used to, but then it stopped. Giseli was obsessed, and when we came down here, that obsession revivified them. And she turned and she just took a direction. So sure that this motley creature was here. And it got us both trapped, and I'm sure got her killed.
Have you seen the creature in the other cell? The tiefling?
No, I've seen nothing since they got me here. I was knocked out post-haste, as it were.
What language all y'all speaking?
Undercommon.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I hope Tulux speaks that.
I don't think so.
No, he doesn't.
Damn it.
Trucker will be spot translating the whole time.
Okay.
The linguist.
Just
finally
imagine
at
the
work.
scene. Yeah, imagine the scene now. Just given
Yeah.
the gist. Trucker's the best.
All right. Common is just like undercommon, but a little bit higher, so you know what I'm going for here.
If we let you out now, where will you go?
I don't know. I fear trying to find my way below again without aid. But the surface is no home for me. I am at your disposal, ultimately. If you'll have me, I will follow you. I will join you. I will give my life for you, for I owe it to you twice over.
Our companions don't have a long lifespan, it seems, Mr. Deep Gnome.
I have no lifespan at all if I stay here.
Could we direct him back to the tunnel area from that kind of grotto that we went through tunnel after tunnel after tunnel and ended up back at the fishery?
You could.
But
Yep.
weren't there paths to go
Yeah, we could also just let him hang out with Augrail.
We could
Yeah,
also
there's that too.
use another body that we can use as a meat shield.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is
Like,
he's just going to die.
Yeah.
He already got caught fucking
So
twice. Like he's
when,
gonna
as soon as Krucker hears that, he would say that sounds like a worthy trade.
Might as well just call him Umlo at that point.
Another Umlo?
I'm Umlo.
Glasdrumdur is a deep gnome, but of a reasonable level and has spells. Very druidic spells, in fact. They can hold their own.
All right.
Although currently I'm going to give them the weak template in their condition. But off to the side of the room, you can find their equipment, which is a pick and a sling. And if you decide to bring them along, I will put them in your companions.
Vote. Who votes to bring?
I don't care.
Who votes?
Duncan's raising his hand, by the way.
Okay,
It's great
I think
radio.
we're bringing.
It's great radio.
That for the listeners, that was 1 vote to bring and 2 I don't give a fucks. So
Sounds about right.
come on down, Deep Gnome. We'll
You
find
all
out.
ought to have control over Glasdrumdur.
Dude, if this guy makes it to the end and we make him get him home, I want hero points for life.
It'll never happen.
That's
And
what
the
I'm saying.
cooperative blades, and he'll be the next mayor.
You step in the next room, he dies.
And what of the other one? The tiefling? Do we free them as well? Are they an old friend of yours?
Someone roll me a medicine check on the tiefling.
It's a 19 for Izori.
You could tell, based on their condition, that they are on the verge of death because of dehydration.
She'll communicate
Ooh.
that, but she also wants to know if the tiefling is also an old friend of Krugaz and Tulox.
We don't know this tiefling. We've never seen it before. The Deep Gnome we saved on the level above us, where we just came from. But let's see what happens here. Stay on your guard. And Tulok moves forward and pulls a water skin from his backpack.
Izori will ready phase bolt if it does anything even slightly aggressive.
Okay.
So Tulok will take the creature down first, then tie them up with rope, then administer agua.
Okay. So gently take them down. And you administer some agua. Roll me a medicine check as you do so.
That ain't good.
Krucker will attempt to aid. Or it's going to be the
You
same
accidentally
roll.
drown this half devil.
Do I get an aid from Kruk?
26. That's an 8.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wish
No,
you
no,
were.
not his nose. The other hole in his face.
So that's a 20 total. Or is that 2 points? Is that a...
That's
that
not
a
a critical
crit?
success. No. That's
So that's a 20 medicine check from Tulok.
I love the idea that Krug is helping, like coaching you through feeding this being water.
Yeah.
yeah, you are administering some water, and you can see her like stir a little bit, and she starts to like unconsciously kind of like desperately go at the water, but you don't manage to bring her to consciousness. And in fact, there's some danger in over-consuming water too fast when you're so super dehydrated. So you haven't quite succeeded here. You need to continue forward with your attempts to save this person.
Kruka, perhaps you are more fitted at this than I am.
Mm.
Wait,
I-
because my medicine is +1.
Mm.
And that's only because of your healer's gloves.
Yeah.
I use my mouth hole to
bad.
drink liquids almost every day of my life. 23.
And I will attempt to aid.
Yeah, you
Ooh, 20.
you waltz over, Kruka. You're like, again, different hole in the face. and you just 23 was like basically a meat to beat. So you just cradle this creature's head appropriately and like force them to ingest only so much at a time. And you're gonna have to take your time with this.
Yeah, see, do it like this. The way you did it, you can hear the ocean, but not much else.
It's, you can see that this tiefling becomes a little more revitalized over time and starts to become a little more aware of what's happening. And these like bright glowing eyes kind of stare up at you, Krucka. In this hoarse voice, it's just like, thank you.
Tulok pulls out the flask of fellowship. Pours a dram and gives it. Actually, pours a dram for everyone.
And you get like this sort of display. You get this like kind of like worried and kind of suspicious look from the tiefling. Like, what are you doing?
Tulok looks towards him and says, "It's good," and then takes a sip.
Dram bam, thank you, ma'am.
Also, I'm going to say that in common and then in abyssal.
Common will do, in fact. And
then I'll attempt to make an impression.
Abyssal might be offensive.
Yeah, Abyssal's demons, not devils.
Whatever.
Although,
man.
I guess tieflings actually, I was doing some reading on this today. Tieflings, I think, can technically cover not just devils. They're Hellspawn are devils, Grimspawn are daemons, and something else are demons. And then there's also like Fault Spawn, which are related to Asuras. It's crazy. Anyway.
So Tulok rolls a diplomacy, rolls a natural 20, and gets a +1 as well from the Flask of Fellowship. So it's a 36 total. Tulok says, "Please, we are friends. Friends in the deep. How did you come to be here? We're searching this place to try to rid it of evil. If you are an enemy of these people, you are a friend of ours. Take your time, but tell us your story."
And with a good solid pull of the drink from the Flask of Fellowship, which to this tiefling is nothing but lovely, beautiful water. That's what they need and want the most. And a little like moment of reprieve and just like a deep breath in. And she looks up at you and says, "My name is Sainemi. And I am here because I had a deal with the contract devil Eurevian. And I failed in my task. For I was hunting down Carmen Rajani." And that's what we're going to call it.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.